charity stripe. LSU clearly the better team from start to finish. We will go up to Indianapolis here in a couple of minutes as we will talk to Tasman Mitchell, who was the obviously the assistant basketball coach at LSU on the bench for the Tigers today. Our special broadcast this afternoon brought to you by our great sponsors, Go Chevrolet, Angel Oak Home Mortgage, as you can get in touch with me for a brand new home if you want to get into a new home, if you want to get into a second home, if you want to get into an investment property. If you're looking to do that, get in touch with me, Jordy at JordyCulottashow.com. But LSU basketball rolled today. I think we talked about this. Lizzie's back there.
Yeah.
As we talked about this on the build-up. They're not going to get any calls. It was obviously clear that the technical foul of Javonte Smart could go down as the worst call of the tournament.
Can't talk out there.
I mean, he lets out after a sluggish offensive start for LSU where they just could not get moving. Finally, Javonte hits a three-pointer and lets out a little bit of emotion and gets teed up. In the second half, Trenton Watford misses a shot. He's trying to get back down the floor, steps over one of the Bonnies. That guy takes a swing at Watford as he's walking back down the court in front of the referee, and it doesn't get any whistle. I'm not here to complain about the referees. I'm just proving the point. If LSU gets this thing, they're going against much more than the opponent on the floor. They're going against the referees and the NCAA as LSU rolls in the first round. And I just watched Clark Kellogg in the postgame matchup where he said LSU, Michigan, he doesn't know who to pick. And it's going to be a tough choice for him because of the way that LSU played it. LSU had 3 players in double-double. 3 players, 3 double-double players today. That sounded awkward. That sounded weird. It's not how it's supposed to be said.
3 players with a double-double.
They had 3 players with a double-double. That's exactly right.
In and out. Hit us up.
Yep. Give a little bit. Let me fix this sign on Angel Oak. What did you think of the game?
Oh, my goodness, dude. Obviously started slow. And as you said, I think LSU is a bit of a marked man. Like, you could kind of tell, whether it be from the booth or from the way the game was officiated, there was a lot to... If you dive in, if you watch the Tigers all year, you could kind of see that these are calls that are made in college basketball every game. We didn't get those. I'm not... Like you said, we get a double-digit win, not here to complain about it. I thought after a slow start, the Tigers kind of found their groove, got Trenton Watford involved. Instead of hanging around the three-point line, we got into our offense that actually works, you know? It's fun to see us play a little defense, too.
Yep. I was very impressed with their big guy, Osuni, as he had 15 points on the day. Holmes had 18 as he got going from deep. Or who was that kept hitting the three-pointers? Welch hit a couple of three-pointers. But for LSU on the day, Trenton Watford had 11 points, 11 boards. Darius Days had 13 points, 11 boards. And Andre Hyatt had 13 points and 10 boards on the afternoon. So
not most valuable player, but most important player.
What, Hyatt?
Yeah.
Oh man, did all the dirty work. Was doing everything.
You need one guy to do that.
Yes, it was. It was a strong performance by Hyatt. And I mean, you had Watford and Smart in early foul trouble, and I thought it was a nice coaching move by Wade, sticking with them in the first half, because both of those second fouls came very early in the first half. And to get those guys back out on the floor at the end of the first half, I thought was pretty key. So it sets up LSU Michigan on Monday. We're going to go up to Indianapolis here in a couple of minutes and talk to Tasman Mitchell as he is. We're going to wait for Coach Wade to do his network responsibilities, and then we'll talk to Tasman for a couple of minutes as LSU winners today. I thought the bench minutes today were pretty quality when you look at what Mwani Wilkinson and Josh LeBlanc were able to do. Wilkinson had a couple of good defensive possessions, didn't do a lot offensively, but I thought that the quality of play was pretty good when you got to that part of the roster. But look, man, this is where the superstars have to be superstars, and Cam Thomas is a superstar. And on the brightest and biggest stage, he was huge today. That's the best game I've seen him play all season.
I would agree. And you know what's most impressive about him is he's done this throughout the year. When his shot's not going in, he consistently finds a way to get to the free throw line. He knows how to affect the game in different ways, and we were talking about this, we were watching. His passing is underrated.
Very much so. Very much so. I mean, he demands so much attention as a scorer that you forget about him. Especially, you know, one thing that I don't think we I guess we have talked about it a little bit more, but his ability to play off the dribble. Everybody kind of considers him just a stand-up shooter, an
ISO guy,
a screen type shooter where you got to run him off screens and let him kind of set his feet and shoot. He plays really well off the dribble. I mean, a couple of those finishes at the rim where he is, playing off the bounce is very impressive. And with that comes a lot of attention that defenses provide him. And he sucked up. I mean, that drop off he dropped into Watford was beautiful. Where he sucked up 3 guys, just dropped it to him, easy layup. I thought LSU looked very comfortable today.
Yeah, obviously the beginning it's like a feel it out period almost. When you have, I mean, they've seen the scouting report, they know how the Bonnies are going to play defense. They're just trying to get a feel for it. Everybody was pushing for them to push the ball. It's like, just give them a second. They're getting to feel it out, see how they set up, and then once you get comfortable in a setting like that, new gym, all those things come into account in March Madness. So once they got comfortable, and the writing was on the wall after like the 5-minute mark. The Bonnies were outclassed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of those defensive stops, some of those rebounds, when they were getting out and running, I mean, you could clearly tell that LSU is the better team. Right now at halftime, Michigan is leading Johnny Jones and Texas Southern 42-24. This is going to set up a matchup for LSU and the number 1 seed out of this bracket in the Michigan Wolverines, as that will be a matchup on Monday night. Hunter Dickinson right now, who's one of the top freshmen. This will be a showdown between 2 of the top freshmen in the country. When you talk about Cameron Thomas and Hunter Dickinson up at Michigan, he's got 8 points on the afternoon. He's 3 of 3 from the field already, so he's perfect from the field in this game. But yes, today LSU, my game ball or my player of the game would absolutely go to Andre Hyatt. I mean, the minutes that he gave you today was just enormous. I mean, they needed somebody else. For as good as the superstars played, they needed somebody else to step up, and Hyatt gave him a double-double with the 13 and 10. And some of the offensive rebounds that he grabbed on the afternoon were enormous, huge. He's got to work on his finishing a little bit.
A little shell shock from the Alabama.
He probably left 6 points out there.
I mean, you were calling for his head for a second. Jordy runs emotional during these games. I'm starting to learn. The man runs hot. I can't believe he coaches.
But Hyatt was great this afternoon, man.
And dude, I don't even need the 13. I'm happy with the 10.
Yeah.
That's what going forward. We've talked about this throughout the year. It's the rebounding that's going to kill us, and he was a stalwart down there.
Yeah,
grabbed everything that you needed him to grab. Obviously, and if we're going to dominate the boards like that, that brings a different element to LSU. Absolutely.
No doubt about it. I mean, if you've got to account for him, I mean, that's a deep scouting report that you're running from the other side. I mean, Javonte, you're going to have to account for. Darius Days, again, we talked about that going into the matchup. I mean, you knew that the way that he struggled offensively the last time out was not going to be the norm. He's just too talented of a player. Today, 5 of 10 from the field. 50% from three-point land. He was 3 for 6 there. Hit some big ones. Had 11 rebounds, 3 of them on the offensive glass. Had 13 points, no turnovers, a block, an assist. I mean, a good-looking stat line for Darius Days, who struggled in that SEC championship game, and people were wondering how that was going to carry over, and it didn't. I mean, that kind of washed away, and that's kind of who he is today. Dubois says the length at the guard position will cause a huge problem for Michigan. I think this is a nightmare of a match. Nobody wants to play LSU right now.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about. The seeding might have done a disservice to the tournament almost. It kind of flipped it on its ear.
Yeah. Well, I think that had to be a discussion behind, within the committee of, look, we're going to screw LSU. We're going to try to screw LSU as hard as we can. But if they break out of this bracket, they're going to screw us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We're doing what we said we're going to do, but if they get hot, there's nothing we can do. They're going to win by 20.
I don't know what's going to happen, because they've got potential to go on a run here.
I mean, we tried to put Javonte in foul trouble. We tried to put Trendon in
they've
foul
done
trouble.
Everything they can to try to get him out of here. But
not leaving.
No, they're not going anywhere, man. And look, man, Wade looked comfortable in that game.
He looked relaxed.
He did.
I'm telling you, the bubble suits this man.
He did. 17,000 is the capacity of Assembly Hall. They had 2,500 people there. What a shame. What a shame.
That place is on top of you, too. It would have been absolutely electric to have the crowd kind of breathing down your neck. I mean, that's college basketball, but that's okay. We'll take the dub.
500 fans were in there. Yeah, I can't wait to see Monday. We're trying to link up with Tasman Mitchell here for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get out of here. We just wanted to get some content to you today as LSU rolls, and they set up a Monday night matchup versus Michigan. We'll have a ton to talk about on the show on Monday. Really looking forward to really breaking that game down on Monday. So we'll have some fun talking about that going into Monday's matchup in Indiana between the number 1 seed in this region, the Michigan Wolverines, and LSU, who's the 8 seed, and a scary 8 seed for the rest of the tournament. If you were watching them today, when I mentioned just playing relaxed, they were just playing very loose. Which, you get a group of players like this together, like LSU has, and at times throughout the season they have looked very individualized, right? I mean, you've wondered like who's Trendon Watford playing for? Who's Javonte Smart? What's he really in it for? Is this a team concept, or is people just playing to try and improve their draft stock, or just trying to play for draft stock at all? And right now it looks like all that stuff is out the window. Like it doesn't look like any of that stuff matters, and they're playing collectively, which that's got to scare a lot of people, because you see potentially what they could be when they're right, and when they get out and they're running, and defensively they've been different over the last month. That's been the difference. I mean, they have made a commitment to the defensive end of the floor that is paying off. I mean, their offense, a lot of that is starting on defense. You ready?
Yep.
Let's go up to
Indy.
Let's go up to Indy here as we will link up with Tasman Mitchell, the assistant coach. Dude, the bench looks great. We're live. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I mean, not as good as y'all. 76-61, y'all rolled. The bench looked awesome. Everybody looked engaged. Right now, y'all look like one of the scariest teams in the tournament. How confident are y'all leaving the gym today?
Oh, man, we just absorbing this win right here, man. It was a great win against a great team, man. We're real confident, man. We want to take one game at a time and bring on whoever's next for us. You know how we do it.
Tell me what you think about Andre Hyatt's performance today.
Oh, man, he was X factor, man. He played tremendous, man. Brought energy, rebounded, man. He defended, man. Had four or five blocks on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? So, they're a major shooting team, and we needed him to do that. So that was awesome.
Sorry, Will Wade told us a couple of weeks ago, he said, when our season comes to an end, whenever that happens, if we get into the postseason and we get into a win or die situation, if we don't win the game, we're going to get crushed on the glass. It looks like you guys have been putting an emphasis on that as you out-rebounded the Bonnies today by 19. What do you guys as a coaching staff see when you see that stat?
Oh, man, we love it, man. We know our capabilities. We can't say we can't do it. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is just your will and power and a sense of urgency, man. And that's what we had, man. And that's what the guys wanted to do. They knew what we needed to do. Like I say, man, it's not regular league play. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we'll worry about the next game. We'll worry about the next game after that. Nah, it's right now. So they boggle down, man, and know what they got to do.
Cam Thomas, 27 today. How strong was the freshman's effort?
Oh, man, the freshman effort was amazing, man. But you know what also he did, man, at the present, man? He distributed the ball,
yes.
which was awesome, man. And that makes us even more dangerous. Having him, man, is a special gift, man. He's an amazing kid, man. And, like I say, man, he shared the ball real well. And that was amazing for us, man.
You seem like on the coaching staff, you're probably closer to these guys. They kind of come to you when they come off the floor and look for guidance. Where are they mentally right now? It looks like you guys are in a really good mental spot.
Man, they locked in, man. All I tell them, man, be a star in your role, man. When you're coming off the bench, be a starter. Be a star in your role. Whatever you called in the game to do, let's do it. I don't want to hear no excuses, no nothing. And like I say, listen to the message, not the delivery. And let's take it one game at a time. It's not about you. It's about us.
Have y'all begun?
So that's what I tell them.
I'm sorry. Have y'all begun to scout Michigan?
Oh no, not yet, man. We're absorbing this win right now, man. We're about to, as soon as we get back to the hotel, we will. Short-term memory right now, man. It's NCAA Tournament, short-term memory.
What do you tell the players about your experience in this tournament, about competing? How I know it's a different one with COVID and with what's going on with you guys at the hotel, but what do you tell them about your experience in this tournament and how it can carry you over to help them?
Oh, man, I just tell them, man, play together, man. You got to do this. You can't do this with I. You got to do this with us. And, one game at a time, whether it's COVID or not, you still got that little round pill they call basketball. You still got 5 teammates you got to play with. So it doesn't matter. That's all you need. That's all you need to play the game of basketball. So that's why I tell them, man, just one game at a time, man.
Everybody back home is buzzing, man. Pulling for you guys, and the longer y'all don't come home is better for everybody. Y'all stay up there and bring this thing back. Y'all look great today. Thank you for a couple of minutes today, Taz.
All right, man. Thank you, Jordy. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me.
Always, man. Always. There's Tasman Mitchell checking in from Indiana today. As it can't be. I mean, dude, this is the best time of the year. This is the best time of the year. I'm telling you. You will always remember where you were watching this St. Bonnie's game if LSU gets on a run. I mean, I mean, think about 2006.
That's what I was
Think about
say.
everything.
I remember the shot with LSU, Texas A&M, AC Law out there. I remember
Everything.
exactly where I was. Yeah,
Tyrus on the swats on Sheldon in the Duke game. I remember Daryl Mitchell throwing Tyrus Thomas the alley-oop over LaMarcus Aldridge in that Texas game.
Texas, yeah.
I mean, just everything about this time of the year when you got a dog in the hunt is as good as it gets. And LSU with a 76-61 win today look like they are a ferocious dog in this hunt, and they look like a scary one. If you're somebody like Michigan who has to play them next, that sets up a tilt versus Michigan. Right now, Michigan's at the half, but it looks like they're going to control this game and be able to close it out as they're back in action and just starting the second quarter, but 48-26 lead right now over Johnny Jones and Texas Southern. So Michigan, LSU on Monday night. That was Tasman Mitchell checking in. If you missed it, remember you can go back and check out this content. This is brought to you by Angel Oak. I appreciate everybody on the bracket challenge, just winging it. The bracket challenge, so much interaction. I don't know if we have any more brackets.
That spark might be parked, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Throw the parking brake in.
The old ghost spark ain't gonna work out. Lee Carney called me after the Oral Roberts game and said we should have done a Corvette. I said, yeah, I bet so. I bet so.
Got 10 of them.
So shout out to everybody out there. LSU rolls. Have a great rest of the weekend. Tell everybody about the Jordy Culotta show. We'll be back with you on Monday morning. Monday, 7 a.m. As we'll do something for the Tigers on Monday night.
Got to.
I hope it's on a late tip.
I mean, I'll help you out there if we have to do that.
Thank you, Lizzie. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Tigers roll. Talk to you on Monday morning.